Today's video is going to be about some airsoft anecdotes, some crazy stories, funny stories, whatever, that have happened to me over the years. I hope you enjoy them and you get a kick out of them. I had a request, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But he said, do a video on BBs. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to say about BBs? He said, well, review them. Review which ones you like. And I said, well, it's kind of a broad subject. I've used King Arms, I've used HPA, I've used Lancer Tactical, I've used Elite Force G&G, 6mm plastic, Blue Mag, Airsoft. I've used a ton of them. Right now, what I'm using, um, I have Elite Force 2.0s and Bulldog, which I bought on a lark just to see how they were. I have Elite Force and Lancer Tactical 2.5s. I have Lancer Tactical 2.8s. I have 6mm plastic 3.0s and Lancer Tactical 3.0s. I have Elite Force 3.2s and 6mm plastic 3.2s. And I have Elite Force, or not Elite Force, I'm sorry, 6mm plastic 4.3s and also Mad Bull 4.3s. I also have a bag, one bag of 6mm plastic .40s. They work. They do the job. Now, I have talked to people and they're like, oh, I only use this brand of BBs, no matter what. Oh, I only use this. I only use that. And I'm like, that's good. Not always available, but that's good. You know, whatever you want to get. HPA are great BBs. I used them. They're too expensive for me. I didn't buy them. I got good prices on Lancer Tactical 3.0s and 2.8s. That's what I grabbed then. You know, they work great in the gun. I'm shooting a lot with it. When I was shooting my 30 caliber and I'm pumping BBs out there, buying them 5,100 bottles of BBs, buying like a bulk of 5, it was a good deal. So one guy that I know of, he's what I call a BB snob. He said, oh, no other BBs except this one brand that I use. They're the best. I said, okay, all right, that's fine. And the story goes, we're at an open play. And he had a bunch of mags. And they're all numbered. And he had like 12 mags, but he only carried 8 on his kit. So one of the mags he left on the counter there, and it was empty. And that's what he was doing. He had them double stacked, four rows double stacked. He always took from the left side first, pulling the mag out, putting it in the gun. Okay, so when he would go out and come in from an open play, and he shot a lot, he would always have at least 5 to 6 mags empty on one session for the open play. So this one mag is sitting there, and it's from his other bags. It's not the one that he had in his kit. And it's empty. And he uses this one brand of BBs and says, oh, my gun shoots perfect with them. I never have a problem. I always do really good with it. I'm like, okay, that's great. So me being the little whimsical bastard that I am, I take his mag, take my speed loader, load it up with my Lancer Tactical 3.0s, and I fill it all the way up. And I put it back by his gear. And it's number 5 mag. So he comes back, and then, you know, we're done. And I said, he takes all his mags out and dumps them on the pouch, you know, out of the dump pouch to the ones he's got to reload. And I picked the number 5 up and I said, hey, this was laying by my gear. Here, get this out of here. And he grabs it, goes like that, looks at it, and he tries to put some BBs in. It's full, and he sticks it in the first spot on his gear. And I watch him fill up the rest of the mags and put them on his gear. And that number 5 mag is the first mag out. So on this particular game, I went back out, and I got picked, and I was on his team. So I see him go out there, and they're saying, take your barrel covers off, and you're ready. So he takes the barrel cover off, takes that number 5 mag out, slaps it in there, switches it to semi, and he's standing ready. And me, I'm using my pistol, and I don't care. I'm just standing there with my pistols. So we're playing, and man, he is just rushing up, going, and he comes back to staging. I got shot right away anyway. I'm slow. And he says, "Oh, I'm wrecking people." And I look, he's still on that number 5 mag. So I'm like, wow, he's shooting conservatively. By the end of the game, he had gone through 3 mags. And we went back to staging, and I said to him, "So you said you were wrecking people like the whole game?" He said, "Yeah, in the beginning." He said, "Toward the end," he said, I was getting shot a lot. You know, I didn't get that many kills." Oh, that's interesting to know. So we play the rest of the day. I don't do that again. That was just a one-time thing. End of the day, we go. It's me and my buddy and him and his buddy, and we're sitting down to get something to eat at a local restaurant. And I said, "Hey, you were wrecking people that one day, that one game. How'd you do the rest of the game?" Not too bad, off and on. I got some kills, not that many. Really, really, really. How's the gun performing? It was doing good. I had some issues later on in the day, but not too bad. Okay, all right. Sounds like a plan. I was this tempted to tell him that I had put a mag in there, but I thought, I'm going to put that one in the bank. I'm going to hold off on that, telling that story to him, until one day that he starts spouting his like BB elitist thing to me in my face, and then I'm going to bring that up to him. And needless to say, it happened about a month later. He's like, the BBs are sitting there, and he says, "Yeah, I only use these. They're the only thing that work on my gun. Any other BBs I put in my gun, they don't work. They jam the thing up, and they don't work." Pull it out of the bank. I throw it at him. I said, "Hey, you know that game we played at that, and I won't say the name of the field, where I told you you had a mag sitting in my gear?" And he's like looking at me, totally lost. It was a number 5 mag. It was laying on the table there, right? I filled that up with my Lancer Tactical 3.0s, and you ran that one game with it. Told me how good you were doing with it and all the kills you were getting. I said, "So tell me again how your gun doesn't perform without using your type of BBs that you like to get." And he's like, "That's probably what messed my gun up later on." And I said, "That's not what you said during the game. You said you were wrecking people, and you only went through 3 mags. So if you went through my mag and then 2 more mags and didn't have a problem, then the rest of the day you were shooting and didn't have a problem. But you were telling me you got a lot of kills that first part of the game, which you were using my BBs. Maybe my BBs aren't that bad." He's saying. I just thought it was funny that people are just so like hyperactive about BBs. And when it finally comes down to it, we're pushing air out a barrel with a plastic projectile. It's gonna like not be the best accurate replica in the world, but it's fun. And as far as what BB is the best, and should I do a review on them? The best BB is one that goes in your gun and works. If you buy BBs and they don't, you put them in the gun and you jam, 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 and you try another brand and they seem to just work, is it the BBs? Or maybe it is your bucking? Is it your barrel that you haven't cleaned since the dawn of time? I've seen that too. Someone says, "Oh yeah, these BBs, they suck." Take his gun, clean the barrel, turn off the hop up, turn it back on, adjust it for the BBs, sailing right out there without a problem. And I'm like, not having a problem on my end. Then he takes the gun and it's like, "Oh wow, these are working great." And I'm like, clean the barrel, adjust the hop up. Not that hard of a concept to visualize. But anyway, I hope you guys found this amusing because when I'm thinking about it now, years later, it's friggin' hilarious. Um, Maybe you know a BB elitist in your group. Switch out his BBs on him one of these times, and don't tell him. Wait. You'll have a good time with that, like I did. As always, you guys have a good day.